So guys, today we're gonna test the PGMs, but why are we doing that, Matt? Well, because they buffed these things and they introduced a new variant as well for 2 aircraft. So I'm gonna test first the normal variant, and then we're gonna test it out later, the new variant. But there are some interesting changes on it, but I don't think the other one is ready yet. We gotta wait. But still, this one is fully ready and buffed, guys. It is a pretty significant buff, I gotta say. So now, I'm gonna show the stats later, but now you can actually lock targets at 40 kilometers with this thing, and you will be able to hit them because the missiles do have the energy, and they can lock any type of target as well. It's not only big targets or small targets or anything. Actually, if it is a big enough target, it can be even like more than 40, apparently. I don't know. I did launch a like from 40 something kilometers before, but the missile just didn't have energy, so I would still wait for the 40 kilometer mark. So we are here in the dev server, obviously in the new test flight. I gotta show to you guys, yes, Israel, right? Israel is right there, Syria, Lebanon is up there. Okay, so what is that? What is that, Gaijin? Like, if Israel is here, we are near Sarafand over here. What the F is that? I don't get it. Are we in the UK or between the UK and France? I don't understand why there is land where is not supposed to be land there. That's funny. And it's not Cyprus. It's not that close. And it's up there. Cyprus would be very, very close to in it, like in the latitude, I think. My classes of aviation are failing me now, but it will be much higher to the north, right? In latitude, I think. Might be completely wrong, but yeah. Anyway, so let's test the bombs, the missiles, whatever you want to call it. So we are very, I mean, I'm gonna help a little bit the bombs. I'm just gonna fly straight, maintaining a very high altitude, because although these things, they do have a plenty of range, they're not really like a cruise missile. Like they do have a pretty good range, but it's not infinite, right? You barely have more range than 40 kilometers. So we're gonna just get a little bit of speed over here and maintain the altitude. I'll be right back. So here we go, we return to the battlefield, and you will notice something interesting, right? So we are here in the camera, in the TIALD, and you will notice how you cannot get a lock. You know, you cannot get a lock on the targets. It's kind of funny, actually, that you will just not be able to get the lock. You know, it's just that much of an interesting thing, right? So I'm gonna fire on 3 targets over here. Let me find the airfield is there. My eyes are failing me. Yeah, it's not rendering of how much further away I am, right? So I'm gonna fire on that tank over there. If I'm gonna see if I can, or that one. Yeah, that one is better. Let me just do this, and then I'm gonna fire onto the base and then on the frigate, just for you to know and check it out in one target, you know what it is. So we need to have at least 49 kilometers, and you see it's not like it's locking in the middle of the air and not on the target itself, on the ground, right? So you can see you cannot stabilize the aiming reticle just because of the range. The sighting system just cannot do that. But even though it's above 20 kilometers and you know you do have that like problem, you can still try to get a lock. Let's see. Oh my god, it's not getting, just because I want to test it out. So I think for smaller targets, yeah, there you go, 30 something. So we're gonna fire one there and one there. So as you saw, it needs to have a bigger target, if I'm not mistaken. So for example, the frigate, you can get to it up to like 40 kilometers. If it's a smaller target like a tank, you need to get closer, right? But it still does the lock, right? And we are using the PGM 500, but you can do it the same with the 2000. Just remember, it is a larger bomb. It has more power and stuff, thrust and stuff, but it has an that. And did you see that like thing of graphic there? That's cool. So yeah, now we have to wait for the actual hit. We're gonna check it out, these 3 targets. So we're gonna check it out, that one, I think. that target and that target. So again, you can get up to like 40 kilometers in boats and stuff, but then a smaller target, it's less, you know, so you need to just wait. And you see that they are, you know, they are just flying around, which is pretty good. Flying around, getting to the frigate. And yeah, it's gonna get there eventually. It takes a little bit of time, but it's gonna get there. And we will see one of these tanks getting killed. And of course, also the base being destroyed. Or not destroyed, but damaged, right? The other ones will probably hit first, just because I shot them first. But as you see, the target is right there. The missile is working properly. And you will see the 3 targets hitting their targets. You know, the three missiles hitting their targets. So yeah, it's gonna hit. Yeah, we hit the ship. Oh, the other ones went for the ship as well. But that one went for the the thing. I don't know why the second one went for the ship. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, kind of weird, but okay. As you see, it is working. It's kind of bugged a little bit. It might be just work in progress, dev server stuff, you know. But it is, I managed to make it work at 40 kilometers with the boat very easily. As you saw, it hit the target above the 20 kilometer mark that you normally needed before to get a lock. And this was around 38 kilometers, more or less, 36, and direct hit. You saw that the bomb was the missile was very slow. Which means that, yeah, it's gonna be intercepted by AA systems. You have to think about that. But it works, you know, in larger quantities of kilometers than 20 kilometers from before, right? So let's see the stats of the missile itself, just for you to know what is the actual difference. So if we go to this one, right here. So as you see, now, launch range is 50 kilometers, and it has a missile guidance, TV plus IOG, right? So they added inertial navigation together with the TV there, together with having the 50 kilometers, right? So basically, these missiles, right, they will have an inertial navigation system until they get closer to the target, and then they will reacquire with the TV guidance. That's how they kind of work, okay? So very interesting, very good. This is the normal one. This is the PG 500 and the PGM 500 and 2000, right? But we do have a new bomb, a new missile, the 500-3 or 2000-3 as well. You can see that it comes for the Tornado, but also for the Mirage 2000 RMV, right? So we're gonna test with the Mirage. Just because it is a faster aircraft and easier. I don't know if it's faster, but it's just an easier aircraft to show to you guys. The only problem that I see, I don't think this thing is ready yet. As you see there, lock range is still 20 kilometers. So you cannot get a lock with this thing above 20 kilometers. And the launch range is 50. So I assume that this will change later, right? This is a modernized version of the PGM 500 that uses thermal guidance, right? But I have a feeling that it will increase the range as well. It's just not ready. I hope so, at least. But it is a weird thing. So we're going to test it out again. But with the new variant as well. So the first thing is that we don't have, as you see, a pod. You know, I'm only using the camera of the missile, you can see. And then we have a thermal system. So see, now I have thermals with the bombs itself. It helps a little bit, especially in this aircraft. I mean, in the Tornado, still not worth it. It's still worth to actually take the pod, I think. But you can use it as well, right? On both aircraft, you can basically... on both aircraft, the ability of you using one more missile, you take out the ability of using the pod, right? But since these things have a TV system with thermals, it means that maybe you don't need a pod for both aircraft. It's just that in the Tornado, I confused myself here. It's just that in the Tornado, there's a bug right now that even though you don't use the pod is still there, right? So we're gonna test it out again at 20 kilometers, but again, it doesn't work for now, okay? I can guarantee to you. And the radar is not really ready yet. There are problems out there. I don't think it's ready. I mean, it might be ready, but the radar is really not working properly. It's not detecting anything right now, so I doubt that it is. But the major thing about these PGMs is that they do have an enormous amount of range because of the inertial navigation that they have right now. It's something that I think is not in the game in the like live server, right? And here we have the new scan for it. So yeah, 20 kilometers, as you see. I might sneeze. Oh my god, I might sneeze. But yeah, 28 kilometers. We're gonna try to test if I can actually get a lock on these things, these frigates. But you will see that it doesn't. Oh, now it's working. Okay, so maybe just a naming thing. I don't know. Yeah, it's working now. I just tested this and it wasn't. Why isn't it firing? Too high of a speed. Yeah, technically it's like a bomb, right? So yeah, it is working with the... that's interesting. I'm gonna test with 40 kilometers to see if it works. I'm gonna get a little bit more distance. But again, you can have the thermal system, which helps. And then, of course, the bombs, the missiles, whatever you want to call this thing, does the rest, right? So it has the inertial navigation. If it has enough energy, it will get the target. So very much the same as the normal PGM, these ones, but they do have the thermal systems. Just gonna test at 40 kilometers to see if we can actually fire onto those frigates at 40 kilometers. So hold up. And they are going there, see? They're tracking the target. By the way, guys, while we wait for it, I will do probably a video about Sea Power today. Okay, it's just dev server, you know how it is. But I'm gonna give a little bit of attention to that game as well, which launched today in the early access, okay? But yeah, dev server, of course, I have to show everything. As you see, it is working properly. Let's see if it actually misses. Normally, it just locks in a weird way and it doesn't... Yeah, okay. It kind of missed, but it hit the target. And see this, for example, it is targeting a moving target and it is fine, right? It is just... It is tracking a moving target. So it's not just GPS, INS guidance. It actually is tracking a moving target. I have to test later how good of a tracking system this thing has, but still. It's gonna hit perfectly unless he misses because of the size of the target. And there's a thing about this that it just misses. Yeah, it's probably gonna miss. No, it hit it. Okay. Okay, so yeah, very, very cool. So we're gonna turn around now and do the last test that we're gonna test it out. The range, if we can get 40 kilometers launches on the frigates there, which are bigger targets with the PGM. We shouldn't hit them at this distance, I don't think, maybe, but at the same time, let's try it up, right? 45 kilometers, let's see if we can already try to track. No track. No track. Come on, baby. 41. Yeah, 40 kilometers, man. 40 kilometers. I'm too fast to shoot the missile, but that's weird. Why this missile in this aircraft has a limit on the amount of speed that you launch the PGM, but in the Tornado you don't. That's very weird. Probably a bug as well. But as you see, very, very cool. It is locking at 40 kilometers, and in this version it has thermal imaging systems, which is also helping a lot. As you see, we are following the bomb missile. Oh, I lost it. Oh, I'm passing. I'm right next to it. See, there. So stop the burn, and it is now gliding, as you see. So, yeah, that was a 40-kilometer shot, basically 39 point something, right? And it is guiding itself. It takes a long time. These are very, very slow bombs, so... What? What is he doing? I don't know, man. Sometimes it's doing some weird stuff. Yeah, so probably not ready yet. See, it just completely turned out of nowhere for no reason whatsoever. Maybe because I was turning. Maybe it needs some form of data link or something like that. I don't know. Probably not, but still. So it's trying to get back to the target. That's weird, man. It feels like it got scared of me because I flew right next to it. And now it's trying to go back to the target. That's the weirdest thing ever. So again, probably not ready, right? Probably not ready. Work in progress. But yeah, guys, it's got a completely miss. It doesn't have the energy anymore. It lost all of its energy just turning out of nowhere. So yeah, these are the new PGMs. Amazing missiles, kind of slow, can be intercepted by AA, but still pretty good if you know what you're doing. So yeah, very cool. And yeah, guys, I see you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, leave a like, and see you guys. Bye.